Talk
This is Boston G.B.R. on YouTube, George Boston Rhines, keeping you informed. In Valdosta, Georgia, our governmental meetings are not on all radio stations, and so we tune in to certain radio stations to get the rest of the story, so we can keep you informed here in Valdosta, South Georgia, and around the nation. Today we're listening to 92.1 with Scott James and Mayor Gayle of Valdosta. Listen to this.
$2 million to our backyard for that health sciences project.
That's correct.
Already approved, money set aside. Probably the only major project south of Macon in the last 10 years. They don't care much for us. And when they're making decisions, they're all based around Atlanta, out of Atlanta.
We've got to do something about getting more attention down here. That's one of my goals.
Today is March 23rd, Friday.
Kind of the anatomy
this is the
of
following city council meeting. There were not too much
work. Amy Carter, Jason, Ellis,
information covered, and
digging
so
your heels in and saying we want, we need. Touring the governor around, showing him
the mayor and Scott
We're actually having a legislative meeting down here later on in the year. We've got some in April. We've got some GMA training sessions and conferences down here. So you know, we are actually getting some people out of Atlanta and getting them to come to South Georgia.
Sometimes out of sight is out of mind, so good move. But we got it. We got the project. My only fear is you have to make promises to get promises, and I'm afraid that a lot of them said we won't ask for anything for.
I hope that's not the case.
I know, but that's a big chunk. You and I haven't heard that kind of announcement probably ever.
It was real big. It was the biggest chunk, and that was one of the reasons it got struck out of the budget to start with.
True.
And then I don't think they realized how hard we fought for that thing, and so people went back to work. And you know, I mean, South Georgia and Valdosta are famous for going after what they need.
We needed it. President Zachariah once said that's the future of this university. I bought into it. I believed him. I could see that vision for that North Campus.
Sure.
South Georgia Medical Center bought into it. The university saw it as their vision for the future. Everybody else did as well. We know the importance. We just didn't think they'd show us the love. Not that money that we're talking about, $32 million, or the fact that the only other one of those nursing training facilities happens to be around a town called Athens, and they tend to get preference.
They do.
Within the university system and within the state.
And Augusta gets preference too.
Yeah, true. All right, so we got it done. That will be a big day for you to be able to shovel some dirt upside down and say that this project's underway.
I hope it comes to fruition during my term, really.
It will. It's going to be a 2013 project.
I hope so.
They say it's shovel ready.
Shovel ready? Okay. That scares me.
I know. Oops. I just stepped on the white line as I'm coming in from the dugout there. Oh, wow. All right. What else we got moving in this town?
Well, of course, you know, they're moving out there at Gander Mountain. They're already under construction. There's, you know, I'm not sure what the...
That's all the dirt.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and because of that, we've got 3 or 4 more things that are on the drawing board right now. They're working with the city to get some you know, some things done to hopefully maybe the academy sports will be real quick. We've got they're wanting a street light out there, so we got to
give it to them.
Well, that's what I said, but
I'll give it to them.
I can't wait for that, by the way.
Sometimes.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I just found out about it like 2 days ago. I'm really excited.
I don't know them.
And it's a great store, great store. But the good thing about them is, if they come, when they come, they promised us about 3 more big projects. So
you can see how he's adapting in his short term. He just changed if to when. In mid-sentence.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, I didn't find out about that until like 2 or 3 days ago. And then there's another project going right, like, across from Walmart, or right in front of Walmart. What's the one going in front of Walmart? Like right across, like from...
If you live in Valdosta, and if you don't listen to this conservative station and 105.9 on a conservative station where the president is frequently condemned, if you don't listen to these programs, that means you don't know nothing about what they're discussing, and therefore you are left in the ignorant state.
Competitive.
They bring a lot of traffic.
He was saying it for a competitive reason, but that's...
Right there on the interstate, I mean, they're going to stop a lot of cars.
Listen, Mayor, you and I knew for years and years and years, we looked at Norman Drive, we looked at the infrastructure, and we knew it was going to be just a series of dominoes. Once one came, the next. It's been an odd dynamic that we built that beautiful road and nothing came.
That's right.
And nothing to other people, Sam's and Walmart and Murphy's, but nothing came.
But there's about 4 or 5 other big retailers looking at that right now.
In 2 years, you and I won't recognize that stretch. I'm hoping the same for James Road. We built it.
Right.
Now, what's going to come?
What's going to come?
Who's the first? And all it will take is that one. And all the dominoes will start to fall, and James Road will be something to be proud of as well.
That's true. That's true.
And will no longer be my shortcut.
Well, what I'd like to see is that continuation of James Road on across 84 and come back in down there by the industrial park where we can complete a perimeter road and we can get these trucks out of downtown Valdosta.
All right, well now, hold on, you're taking me out the south end. I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm with you, because I'm thinking you're talking about the north end and eventually a flyover that makes that flyover kind of the gateway to the university, being straight down Bay Tree.
That's right.
I also ran parallel to a very well done and newly paved service road along the interstate when I was coming back north. And I'm trying to think what town it was in. It might have been near Lake City. But as I was coming back north, I looked to my right, and what you and I have always wanted, which is between 18 and 22, that little road completed, to make it go from 22 to 18 for local traffic, for local service, and everything else come right out now by the apartments.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? DOT once said, no, it's too close to the interstate.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the service road.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I wish we could complete that vision one day. I also when I looked right and saw it, I saw it in Lake City or wherever the heck I saw it.
Tie into Skeet Range Road up there.
Wouldn't that be nice? Might have to move a couple of headstones back there too. If you've ever been back there far enough. All right, a lot going on.
I went back there one day and got scared and drove out.
Yeah, once you get in there and you have the 8-point turn by Tombstones, you get the... All right, but you're talking about the other end of James Road, and then pushing further into the woods there?
That's right. Yeah, that actually, I talked to somebody the other day, and there actually was a traffic flow plan, and to go on and come into the industrial park down there, James Road would have been a continuation. But then Lowe's built that big building right in the middle of the project, so we'd have to go south of Lowe's.
And well, you better hurry, because that land's being developed too.
It'd have to be another interchange down there. Or either come into exit, 13?
Yeah, I think that'd be fine.
Yeah.
I do see that vision, and it's a shame that perfect vision wouldn't work out.
That's right.
But let's get something done for that too. Is that Langdale land we'd be punching through?
Not entirely.
They'd be happy.
I don't think it's entirely. There's several other people that own land down there.
Yeah, there would be, because there's actually residential and then chunks of about 5 or 10 acres. All right. Great vision, great discussion. We very much enjoy kind of the picture of tomorrow.
Well, we've got to, and one of my projects is going to be, we're going to have to get some more traffic studies done, and we're going to have to start looking at some things because Valdosta's getting covered up, and we're going to have some traffic plans.
Your new guy, I got to get him in here. He's fallen in love with a couple of east-west connectors that didn't used to be there. That didn't used to be shown this much favor.
Talking about our engineer.
I'm talking about your engineer.
Pat Collins.
Pat's fallen in love with some east-west connectors. I know they're vital to a town. We've never had enough of them, but now they're inhibiting my flow at 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning. so please tell them to stop it. All right, John. Mayor, I'm letting in many more guests that are going to be coming in to talk about a couple of great charitable fundraisers, the Gully Run being one, and I believe we got Leadership Lounge coming in, and I'll pat Tim and Amy and Jason and whoever calls in this morning on the back for you.
Great.
For that Health Sciences project.
I appreciate that.
Boy, that's a ribbon cutting nobody's going to miss.
You're right.
That's a earth turning nobody's going to. All right. I found it, by the way. Governor Deal, Starbucks manufacturing operation to create 140 jobs in Augusta.
You're kidding.
You and I just mentioned favoritism. Premier coffee retailer selects Richmond County for its first ever soluble plant, investing $172 million in Augusta.
I don't know whether we're on the list on that or not.
Let's get in there and fight for a few of these.
That's right.
I just announced the Caterpillar plant, and there was another one in between too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I spent a long 2 days with Andrea Shire, the Industrial Authority.
Sharp lady.
Yes, very sharp. And you know, the thing that bothers me is these project managers, we never know the companies that are talking to us because
by design.
That's right. It's so secretive, and so, you know, I'd like to get in front of some of these people, and it's hard to do sometimes.
I was down in Jasper for a city council meeting, and it was a representative. It was a man named Mr. Ashcody that was representing a client. The client became known, so he made no mystery that it was McDonald's. They had designs, vision for the city park, which is very historic and means a lot to those people in Hamilton County. And he was run out of town on a rail. But it's a McDonald's with 4 out parcels, but it's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be in downtown.
It was going to be.
Well,
He's saying they're actually building one in Lakeland, same company. They're building one for McDonald's in Lakeland, and then they're going to go back, whereas they said no other piece of property would satisfy their client. They're going to go back and revisit Hamilton County and some other parcels they've been offering up. So hopefully success later on down the road, but they weren't treated well.
I wish them luck.
Yes. I was there of interest too as well. We got a radio station right in the middle of that park.
Great.
That's where we set up, and we very much enjoy it. Talk 107.5. All right, Mayor, thank you.
You're welcome.
Keep up the good work.
Enjoy it.
It's been easy. They're making it too easy on you.
No, it hadn't been all that easy the last month. First 60 days were a honeymoon. The last 30 have been a little bit difficult in some areas.
I'll let you fill me in off air. We're talking 92.1. Good morning.
It's Truck Month at South Georgia's volume truck leader, Chris Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valdosta.
This is Boston G.B.R. on YouTube. You've just been listening to John Gayle. This is Valdosta City Mayor, Mayor Gayle on 92.1. And we commend Scott James for a beautiful show. We were informed, we were enlightened, we learned about upcoming projects that's coming to Valdosta, and we appreciate it. This is just a beginning of informing you of what our mayor and city council members has been doing for decades. And I think it's time now for all the citizens of Valdosta to be informed. And so this is a method and avenue that I'm going to use in the future to let you all know what's going on in your community. For over 3 years, the citizens of Valdosta have stood before the mayor and city council, the late mayor, not this mayor, on getting our council members and other governmental meetings like the commissioners meeting on television. We believe now that we're a metro city that we should be able to do that. This morning you heard the mayor talk about traffic problems, and this is something that's on the minds of many people here in Valdosta. Well, if you don't listen to this conservative station, and we know that many people do not listen to this conservative station because they often make fun of our president. That's not my opinion. All you have to do is listen every morning and you will find it out. It's 105.9, one station that you just heard. And we're not criticizing them. In fact, I commend Scott James and Black Crow Media as well as Chris Beckham for keeping the people of Valdosta informed. Who I blame for the most part is our city council members who were elected by the people. The mayor were elected by the people, and in their oath I've listened to it, and they should be concerned with all of the people being informed, not just a few. If you'll notice, they talked about construction work coming. That means contractors of the people who may not want to hear their president condemned, maybe the non-commissioned officers at Moody Air Force Base who do not approve of the venom that's directed toward their commander-in-chief. Maybe they don't listen to this program. But if it was on TV, then it would be for everybody to listen to, and it just seemed like to me it's a one-sided deal. We also learned about Governor Deal bringing money into a learning community of Augusta, and if you was not listening to this, you wouldn't know anything about it. Yet I say again that it seems like some people gets information from the inside, and others are left in a state of ignorance. And I don't believe that Valdosta can progress as fast and rapidly and intellectually as it should, because of the simple fact that the citizens are not being given the truth. And it seemed like to me, with all the retired military veterans in our community, that I'm the only one. Well, not only one, because some have stood before City Council. But there's a very few retired military veterans from Moody Air Force Base who even believe that all citizens should be notified equally of what goes on at public meetings here in Valdosta and Lowndes County. We also heard this morning about issues and problems on James Road. Well, if you listen to the mayor very closely, I'm not going to put all this up because I did not have the seal on the other one. I like the seal so much. But in future weeks and months, you will be getting the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say. Also, it seemed like Councilman Wright was correct once again about the South Side is ignored. And I think it's reflective of even the radio coverage and the prelude into City Council meeting. Most people on the south side of town do not listen to most blacks listen, and poor whites and Latinos listen to the AM stations, and with a different flavor for the most part. But anyway, let's leave that aside. What I want to say to you is that we're going to close this out. But we promise you that we're going to try to do our best to keep you informed. We're going to do what we can in the morning on Saturday, 10 o'clock to 11 on Magic 95. We're going to try to keep you informed because we believe in the people being notified of what's going on in their community, and it's just that simple. And so I want to say to Black Crow Media, I want to say to Scott James, I want to say to Chris Becker, my beautiful brothers and fellow believers in the deity, that you did a great job. We commend you for what you're doing and trying to keep certain segments of our community informed. But I stand with those people, including some of the professors that stood before City Council, and believe that we should have our public meeting televised. One day I will share with you wherein the same man here, Scott James, agreed that we should have these meetings televised, and he gave his input on it. And so we just haven't forgot it. I think that the low-income people and the disadvantaged people are at a disservice and are being put in a pretty rough predicament when they don't know of what's going on in their community. And you heard the discussion, and you know that this discussion will never reach the ears of many people in our beloved community. And I just believe that in 2012, with our level of technology that we have in this country, and I just believe that with the right people sitting on City Council, in fact, I'm going to make this statement. George Boston Rhymes is 100% sure, I'm 100% sure that this one-sidedness and this exclusion of a prelude into the City Council meeting, County Commissioners meeting, and then a recap after the meeting is over, it is only done on 1 or 2 radio stations. And I just believe that there's a better way that our elected officials should handle this. And I'm sure that as people mindset increase and come on up the mountain where mine is, along with a few other people in this community, then this will be a thing of the past. All people will be able to listen to what's going on in their local government. And I believe that Georgia is a state that should be aligned with other states. And I've traveled and I've seen TV coverage of many council meetings with some cities, not all of some cities, is much smaller than Valdosta. This is George Boston Rhymes. I do what I do because I truly love you, and I believe in freedom of the press, and I believe in freedom of speech, and I served my country for over 20 years to protect that right in foreign countries and to acquire that right for foreigners. And if I fought and could put my life on the line to ensure that others had rights in foreign nations, then I surely believe that we should have rights here in the United States of America, and especially Valdosta-Lowndes County, Georgia. Until next time, when we will say to you, the seal you're looking at is city government in Valdosta, Georgia, and we pray for the day when that seal will represent all of the people, all the time, across all racial, all ethnicity, all religious preferences, whatever they may be. And we are also speaking in terms of the prayer that is delivered before these councils. We are looking for Jews, and we are looking for Muslims, and we are looking for the Hindu priests, and we are looking for the monks. We are looking for everybody, and they may even file suit if the atheists don't have a right. And so we are living at a time now when we believe in coming up and being fair to everybody. Somewhere I read in the volume of Sacred Law where God said, I have no respect of persons, and I don't either. Bye-bye.